Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Lisa Levinson, and I'm the campaigns director for In Defense of Animals. And you have tuned in to one of our special programs for Activist Appreciation Month. We celebrate February every year to present special programs to help uh, encourage activism, but also to encourage sustainable activism, which is a way to encourage joy and self-care along our way to helping animals. So we really appreciate all of you tuning in and being here today. And we have a very special guest. This is actually our 10th anniversary of Activist Appreciation Month. So we have some super special programs for you. I wanted to also introduce you to my colleague who's here, Mary Easonsey with In Defense of Animals.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you. Mary will be chatting with you in the chat box. And also, we have our featured guest today, who is a well-known yogi. Her name is Devi Daly, and we're just so happy to have you here today, Devi. Hi.
Hello. Thank you for having me, both of you, and congratulations to IDA on the 10th anniversary of Animal Activist Month.
Yes, and we want to congratulate you on some milestones as well. Will you tell them to all of us?
Yes, well, thank you for thank you for offering that. Lisa wanted me to share that I'm a yoga teacher online, and I have a YouTube channel, which is mostly where people watch my content as well as my yoga app. But my YouTube channel just passed a milestone of getting 100,000 subscribers, so that's been a pretty big deal. And I also launched a yoga app last year under my name, Devi Daly Yoga. And I have this chair yoga deck, which hasn't even been released yet. This is sort of the thing. It is like it's on pre-order right now on Amazon, and I haven't even made announcements, but I did write a chair yoga deck, and it has these 75 cards. So if that's something that interests you, you could check it out as oversized cards. And so they're all about the practices that I specialize in, which are focused on self-care and somatic practices and yin yoga and sort of what I like to call the quiet side of yoga, including meditation, of course. And so that is what I wanted to share today is less talking actually and more doing some practices that will help with your self-care to help sustain your activist work. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we launch into it, Lisa?
That is absolutely perfect. We wanted to celebrate these great accomplishments, and now I think we're ready to check out this somatic toolkit.
Okay. So Mary's going to put some slides up. And yeah, I wanted to just give you a little intro to these practices, and then you're going to be getting down on the floor. If you have a yoga mat, you'll use a yoga mat. If you have just a carpet, that will also work. So we'll just have a few minutes of talking about what we're going to be doing. This is the Somatic Toolkit for Sustainable Self-Care, Resilience, and Connection for Animal Advocates. And go ahead and move on to the next slide. So advocacy can be deeply meaningful and also emotionally demanding, right? So whether you are out on the streets holding signs and chanting, or taking care of animals that are rescued on a daily basis, or if you're even just being vegan, it can be a difficult world because the world doesn't necessarily agree with you, right? And so this can put us into a bit of an adversarial mode, or what can be called compassion fatigue, or this fight mode that we're living, vegans living in a non-vegan world, animal lovers living in a world that's cruel to animals. And one of the results of that can be isolation and alienation. These are common feelings with people who are doing this kind of work. So the goal today, we're going to learn some ways to release the stress that might accumulate and restore our capacity so that our work can be more effective and sustainable. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. So the first tip I have, which is before you get on the mat, is just to curate what you take in, to limit your consumption of violent content. This is something that you may have noticed, especially if you have gone vegan or began being on an animal protector journey in recent years, that the violent content that you can start to get in your Instagram feed or your Facebook feed or whatever kind of feed you consume, it can be a lot. And it will be overwhelming to most people. Some people have quite a high tolerance for it, but most people really need to pare that down. And so whatever email lists you need to get yourself off of, or whatever organizations or people you need to unfollow, just so that you don't keep having uninvited distressing images come to you. And of course, it's important to bear witness to the suffering. And that's one of the things we can really struggle with here. But if you're already an animal advocate, you're already a vegan, you're already doing what you're doing, you're not the one who needs to be seeing that over and over again, especially if it's causing you to be in a state of distress that you're unable to shed, if you're losing sleep or just finding yourself overwhelmed with the stress and with the compassion fatigue. So do take care of yourself with what you consume, and know that what you're doing is enough. So if you notice your distress repeating, just reduce your exposure some more. And then to balance that with hope. So fill your feed instead with looking at animals happy at sanctuaries. If you've never done that before, there's so many videos on Instagram and YouTube and everywhere. You can see happy animals that are being well taken care of. And this is, we want to create this world and move toward it, and keep reminding ourselves with the content that we see that this is the world we are looking toward, that honors animals, that sees them happy, that sees them being cared for. And so we're seeing not only the animals being well cared for, but the people who are like us caring about them. So go ahead and move on to the next slide, please. So we need to really take care of our nervous system as part of our advocacy. And when we have two modes of the nervous system. We have the sympathetic, which is called the protector or the fighter, and the parasympathetic, which is the healer or the resting part of our nervous system. When we're in the sympathetic mode, this is our survival. This is when our brain can be really focused, our body can be primed for action, all of our blood vessels are flowing, all of our muscles are pumped. And this is useful to be able to get in this mode. All stress is not bad, but it can be draining if we're not able to turn it off, which happens if we feel unsafe. And if we feel like we constantly have to protect those that we care for. And if we care for animals, it's a never-ending job sometimes, is how it can seem, that we have to keep on being in that protector mode. So we have to shut that off and get into our parasympathetic self-healing mode, which is what these practices we're going to be doing today are going to help us do. And this is when our body is in its rest and digest mode. You might have heard that called before. It downshifts our body, all of our systems, and it is where recovery happens and where resilience is built, so that we can have more capacity to help the world, to help the animals. Next slide, please. Supporting body and mind with somatic yoga. So what is somatic yoga? It is different than regular yoga. And regular yoga is a lot of things, so it's very non-specified. It can be super active and athletic. This is the quiet side of yoga. Like I said, it is where we're going to stay mostly low to the ground, and it's about how the yoga feels more than about how it looks. That's one of the things that some people have tried yoga and don't like it. It's because there was so much emphasis on alignment and doing things right, and very little regard to how it felt. This is the opposite. This is all about how it feels. And so we get into our inner sensations, our inner feeling, and that's more important than the external shape. We release stress with slow movement and relaxed stretching, and we focus on sensation and breath. We can have a regular practice to help clear the cortisol that can accumulate in the system with stress and other stress hormones, which helps us to restore energy. So somatic yoga is deliberate me time for those of us who tend to be caretakers and protectors and always taking care of others. This is when we shut that off so that we can take care of ourselves for a bit. Next slide, or is that the last one? All right. Oh, yeah. So there's also the antidote to alienation. Alienation is one of the big risks when we become vegan or when we become advocates for animals is that we can feel really alone in the world. And this can actually be physically and mentally damaging to us to feel alone all the time. And so we can have a cure for that, which is you will not feel whole until you are able to believe in something greater than yourself. This is what my teacher, Paul Grilly, used to say all the time and still does. And it's what I've started to say, but I've been with him for a long time. When I first started studying with him 20 years ago, I didn't understand this. And it's really been a journey for me to realize, like, because I came from a more atheistic, non-religious background, that I didn't feel that I needed to believe in something greater than myself. And what if you believe in God, then you're there. If you believe in any kind of divine mother figure or any even just a sense of universal energy or universal connection, something that gets you out of the self and into a place of feeling connected to others. And we can keep on recharging our battery with practices like meditation, mantra and chanting. Those are two of my favorites. Yoga, of course, time in nature. And you don't have to subscribe to a religion. It's just an experience of tapping into something outside of the small self and feeling connected on a larger basis. So we're going to be doing that after our movement practice. We're going to be doing a meditation practice focused on this. So I think we are just about ready. That's the last slide as far as I know. Yeah, let's begin. Let's get ready for practice. So you want to clear a space where you are. If you're on a carpet, that's fine. You don't need a mat. If you have a mat, great. You can put a yoga mat down. You can turn off and silence your phone. And then we're going to start in a seated position. And make sure you modify anything that doesn't feel right and just take care of yourself. And this is a 38-minute yoga and meditation video that we are going to shift to right now. Give me a sec to cue it up. Here it goes. Right, bear with me a sec here. There we go. Welcome to this somatic yoga practice for self-care. This is an easy and gentle routine that is good for any time that you want to connect with your body and mind. Let's go ahead and begin sitting in a cross-legged position, and we'll start with a neck stretch. In your cross-legged seat, sit up tall and inhale, and let your head drop over toward the right side. And take your right arm up and over to the outside of your head. Your hand might rest on the ear or wherever it's comfortable. And take this left arm, reach it out to the side so your fingertips touch the floor. And now feel this space on the left side of your neck, between your ear and shoulder. And rest here and breathe into this, sensing the release of tension as your body stretches and as you breathe into this area. Every exhale helping your body to soften and unwind. And inhaling and exhaling, release and bring your head back to the center. Take an inhaling breath right here at the center and exhale your head over to the other side. Take your left arm up and over and let the hand rest on the side of your head, feeling this stretch in the right side of your neck as you reach out through your right arm and fingertips. And breathe into this stretch. Letting every moment that passes be an invitation for your body to relax here and be more present in your body, more present with each breath. And take an inhale now. And as you exhale, bring your head back up to the center and make your way into an extended leg position for a seated forward bend. Both legs extended in front of you. Sit up tall and reach your arms up over your head and inhale your breath. As you exhale, come forward over your legs and feel this stretch starting to happen in the back of your legs, the back of your spine, your lower back. Your hands might rest on your legs or your ankles, or if it's comfortable to reach your feet, you could hold on to the feet. Whatever works to give you this stretch in your spine, your whole back body. We can accumulate a lot of tension here. And as you rest here and as you breathe, each time you exhale, you can let go of a little bit of that tension. And take 3 more breaths here. And last time, inhaling. And as you exhale, come back out of it, walking your hands up your legs. And now cross your ankles in front of you so you can roll over your legs and come into a hands and knees position. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. With your inhale, lift your gaze and lift your chest forward, finding a back bend. And with your exhale, reverse that by rounding your spine, tucking your chin, and tucking your tailbone. This is our cat and cow. Keep moving through this with your inhale, coming to the back bend, and exhale, rounding the spine. A few more breaths. Start to find your own pace with this, connecting with your body and breath. Feeling all this movement of your spine, your lower, middle, and upper spine. And now return to a neutral spine and take your hands forward so that you can come into a puppy stretch, melting your chest down toward the floor and starting to feel a stretch in your shoulders. Breathe into the shoulders, and if you feel a stretch also in your ribs or your chest, then breathe into whatever you're feeling here. Good. With your next inhale, lift up a little bit so you have room to slide your left arm under your right arm, resting on the outside of your left shoulder and resting on the left side of your head. So you're in this thread the needle pose. Threading the needle is a great pose to stretch the outer left shoulder and the upper spine. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Breathing in and breathing out, unwind and come into it on the other side with your right arm sliding under your left. Rest on the outside of your right shoulder and on the right side of your head. And breathe into what you feel here as your upper body twists and as your outer right shoulder stretches. And now inhale and exhale, unwind and return to puppy stretch. And then just come up to hands and knees so that you can make your way into a lunge position. Step your right leg forward. And place your hands on either side of your front foot. And lift your chest, lift your gaze, and drop down through your left hip, through your back thigh and your back hip, so that you can start to feel a stretch in the front of that left hip. Good. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, shift your hips back, coming into runner's stretch. Straighten your front leg and draw your right toes back toward you. And breathe into this stretch of the back of your right thigh. And inhale, come forward again. Drop the hips, lift through your chest. With your exhale, come into runner's stretch again. And now we're going to move slowly with the breath, exhaling back and inhaling forward to the lunge. And a couple more times just like that. Exhale back, drawing the right toes back. And inhale forward, softening down through the back hip, lifting the chest. And now last time back into runner's stretch. And forward, soften down through hips, lift your chest. With your exhale, step your front leg back and switch sides. Step your left leg forward. And frame that front foot with your hands and soften down through the hips, feeling the stretch in the front of your right hip now. Lift up through your chest, lift your gaze forward, draw your shoulders back. And breathe into this stretch. Take an inhaling breath now. And as you exhale, shift your hips back into half split, runner's stretch. Draw the left toes back toward you. Relax forward over the leg. Feel this stretch in the back of your left thigh and breathe into this part of your body. Now bend the front knee and shift into the lunge again. Begin moving with the breath. So inhaling, lift the chest forward, and exhaling, shift the hips back, straighten the front leg to your runner's stretch. 2 more times. Inhale forward and exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Return to the lunge and then step the front leg back so that you can make your way onto your belly in Sphinx. Rest on your elbows and forearms, palms on the floor, and feel the front of your thighs on the floor. Feel the front of your hips on the floor, and feel this back bend in your lower spine. And just breathe into this. Take one more inhale and exhale and slowly lower down and roll all the way onto your back. Once you get onto your back, go ahead and draw both knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a hug. You can gently rock side to side to massage your lower back against the floor. Good. And now coming into figure 4 to stretch the outer hips. Take your left foot onto the floor and place your right ankle over your left knee. Turn your right knee out to the side and then draw this left leg in. You're going to thread your right hand through the hole of the legs and then clasp behind your left thigh, or to go a little deeper, you can clasp in front of your shin. Wherever you are, whichever clasp you're doing, then you'll feel this stretch in your right buttock, your outer right hip. And let this part of your body soften. We can hold a lot of tension here. But these gentle poses and slow breathing can really help to release, relax physical tension, and then have some more relaxation and calming of the mind. Good. Take a breath in. Now as you exhale, release. Place your left foot on the floor. Switch sides. Right foot down, left ankle on the right knee, and draw the legs in, clasping in whatever way is comfortable. And breathe into this stretch, this time feeling it in the outer left hip area and throughout the left buttock. Inviting your body to unwind and soften as you rest here. And take a breath in now. And as you exhale, release the legs, place both feet on the floor, and now widen your feet so they're about as wide as your mat. Spread your arms out into a T, and we'll do windshield wipers. So we take both knees over to the right, keeping the feet wide, and then take both knees up and over to the left. And you'll turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees. Inhale, knees up to center, and over to the first side. Head turns opposite. Good, and keep going side to side, just like windshield wipers. Feeling the hips, feel the energy moving through your hips and your lower back. Finding your own pace a couple more times on each side. And when you're ready, bring your legs back up to the center and find your way into a spinal twist by taking both knees up toward the chest and then let them come over to the right side. And place your right hand down on your legs to anchor them down. Turn your head away from your knees and reach out through your left arm and fingertips, twisting through the lower and middle spine in this position. Breathing into your spine, breathing with what you feel. And inhaling and exhaling, release the twist, knees back to the center, and twist over to the second side. Place your left hand down onto your leg, reach out through your right arm and fingertips, and feel the spine twisting between the hips and the shoulders. And especially feel the sensations in your lower and middle spine. And you can gently breathe into this part of your body, helping to soften tension with every exhalation. And take a breath in. And as you exhale, bring your legs back to center and straighten out your hips and shoulders on your mat. I'm going to draw the knees in and come into happy baby pose, holding the bottoms of your feet. If that's difficult, you could always hold the knees, one hand on each knee instead. And if you've got your feet, you can widen your knees out and draw the knees down toward your armpits on either side. And you might like staying still here and breathing into it. If your body wants to do some movement here, that's fine too. You can rock side to side or extend one leg and then the other. Whatever makes you happy in this happy baby pose. And when you're ready, slowly let go of the legs and come into star, spreading your body out on the floor. Take up as much space as you'd like to. And beginning to settle into this resting position where there's truly nothing to do but let your body merge with the floor, surrender to gravity, and feel the effects of this practice in your body. Breathing in and out with a steady and easy rhythm as you relax. Now take a deeper breath into your belly and into your heart. As you exhale, gently wiggle your fingers and toes, stretch out through your arms and legs, and bend your knees and roll over onto one side, and slowly and gently make your way up into a seated position. Sitting up tall, closing your eyes for a moment, and feeling the effects of this practice now that you're sitting upright. Welcoming the sense of calm that comes after moving the body and releasing tension. Breathing in, breathing out. Allow your eyes to open and circle your arms out and all the way up over your head, and bring your palms together. Look up at your hands and exhale. Bring the hands down in front of your heart. And that is our somatic yoga practice. I hope you enjoyed it. And we are now going to shift into a meditation, which is optional. So thank you for taking good care of your body and mind. And we will go ahead and start our seated meditation. Now, I encourage you to make yourself comfortable with a cushion under your seat or whatever you need. Sitting in a chair is also a perfectly great option for this meditation. And you could also lie down if that's what works best for your body today. So now, when you are ready, sit up tall and close your eyes. Take a breath in and exhale. Feel yourself arriving here in your body, on this earth that you're sitting on. And let yourself grow calm. And let the breath help you to welcome this sense of calm, establishing an easy rhythm of breath in and out. With your next inhalation, make fists with your hands and squeeze your body like you're trying to wring out a sponge, and hold your breath at the very top of the inhale. Hold it for a few seconds. And then a big exhale all at once. Let's do this 3 more times. Inhale and start to squeeze your body, make fists and clench everything that you can think of, your face, your shoulders, your buttocks, your feet. Hold at the top 1 more second, and a big exhale all at once. 2 more times. Inhale, squeeze, hold the breath, keep squeezing, and exhale, let it all go. Last time, inhale, make this one count, squeezing everything. Hold your breath at the top. 1 more second, and let it go. Now just sit quietly and feel the effects of this release. This tensing and releasing has a way of magnetizing the mind to the body. It results in an instant state of calm and a flood of sensation and awareness through the body. And in the after effect, the afterglow of this squeezing and relaxing, now we can let the breath become very easy and very subtle. Letting each inhale take as long as you want, and letting your exhale take as long as you want. When the body and mind grow quiet like this, there might be senses that awaken. There might be inner sensations you can feel, such as vibration, warmth, tingling. There might be sounds you can hear. sounds that seem to come from the inside of your body or from the very vibration of the earth that you're sitting on and the air that surrounds you. Any level of awareness that you tap into, notice if this gives you a sense of feeling connected to something greater, something greater than the self, a sense of universal energy, a universal consciousness, or whatever your mind would like to envision as that universal connection. And you might begin to let this sensation of connection take the form of a light in your third eye. Your third eye is the center on the forehead, right between the eyebrows. And this is said to be the center of our consciousness, our conscious awareness, and the place from which we connect this individual spirit with a more collective spirit. Breathing in and out as if you could breathe through this third eye center. Noticing the realm of energy and awareness within your body through physical sensations, vibration, sound or light, colors, images, tuning in to whatever's happening inside, to the projector of your awareness. And begin to allow your awareness to return to your physical body, feeling your hands on your legs, and the place where you're sitting, the parts of your body that are sitting connected to the floor. Take a breath in, acknowledging the journey that you've been on, and gently breathe out. Take another breath and exhale. And gently allow your eyelids to open, noticing the colors and shapes in your immediate field of awareness. And bring your palms together in front of your heart. And bowing in gratitude for your practice. And that is the end of our self-care meditation. I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope you'll return to it whenever you need to get connected with yourself and to feel that connection of your body and mind. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope to see you again soon. Okay. So that is the somatic yoga and meditation practice. And I created it like as two practices in case you wanted to do them as two separate ones, or you could do them all together. So it will be on the IDA website, on the Activist Appreciation page, I believe, and also on your YouTube, right? And so you can do it as a 25-minute standalone somatic yoga practice. And the meditation is 13 minutes afterwards. So if you want to just meditate, you could tune in at that point in the video.
Wow. This is wonderful. We're getting some lovely chat messages here, people who really enjoyed this movement sequence and meditation. Debbie, I cannot thank you enough. That was just what I needed in this
Oh,
moment.
good.
Somatic release, just really letting go, tuning in. And this is so important for activists, as you shared in your intro slides with us, just to make those connections with the physical, the emotional, the spiritual.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's delightful to be able to share this with this community. And thank you so much for asking me here.
Yes, yes. I'm just curious if we have any questions, anything that somebody wants to share. We had Patricia who says, "What a blessing to be present with you. Thank you for sharing your
Thank you,
piece."
Patricia.
Uh, and Roseanne says, "That was amazing. Thank you so much." Christina says it was very stress relieving.
Mm, that's what it's meant to do.
Yes. So we appreciate your guidance today. And I was curious what brought you into the somatic realm? What inspired you to go that direction?
It kind of stemmed out of my attraction to yin yoga, which is what I have started to specialize in. And it's just a real slow form of yoga that's meditative and that also is very friendly to different bodies. It's very kind of trauma sensitive. And then I just started doing things from the yin yoga tradition without holding it as long, because the yin yoga tradition holds poses for 2 minutes or often 3 to 5 minutes long. And and it's a beautiful practice, but sometimes a little more movement is wanted, maybe some repetitive movement, but using the same sort of anatomical principles, which there's a lot of things behind the scenes going on with really learning the philosophy of this practice. And I just started doing it with more movement, and people started calling it somatic. And I started saying, you know what? As I looked into it, I'm like, yes, I think this is somatic yoga. So it's kind of an emerging field, somatic yoga, which is these practices that are not all about the aesthetics of yoga, and it's not about making it a dance, and it's more about really tuning into this inner healing power that we have by slowing down.
Well, it's beautiful and perfect for what we're focusing on this week. We're tuning into that self-care, going in and finding that rest for our nervous system instead of being
Great.
go trying to rest and relax. And actually, yesterday we had a vegan therapist, Dr. Paul White, share about polyvagal theory, and this is goes hand in hand with that. Having more practices that are yoga based and meditation based, just to really sink in deeply and rest and relax as we're doing our good work for the animals. So we want to thank you so much, Devi. And how can people find you? Just curious if they want to maybe follow you on the YouTube or get this great chair yoga deck.
Oh yeah, thanks for asking. The best, easiest place to find me is on YouTube, and my channel is called Devi Daly Yoga. Um, so I also have an app that you can get for iPhone and Android, and it is also called Devi Daily Yoga. And it's membership based, and I offer a bit more in there, like live classes and a daily yoga calendar. So that's like more like my close membership community. And then there is the chair yoga deck there, and that's the main three things. Yeah.
Fantastic. So there's three ways we can connect with you and get more of Devi Daily Yoga. And it's nurturing and gentle and um, very forgiving, it seems, for all different body types and maybe some different um, shoulder issues or different things that might creep up in the body over time. So I really, really appreciate your sensitivity to all of that. And I want to thank you so, so much for being part of Activist Appreciation Month this year. And it's our 10th anniversary. And for anyone who wants to follow and find out more of our offerings, you can go to IDAUSA/activist month, idausa.org /activist month. And that will take you to our programs for the next couple of weeks. We've got some with vegan authors and a lot in store for you. So please take these somatic practices with you as you continue for the month and um, have that restorative aspect in your own lives. So many blessings to all of you. And thank you, Devi, for introducing us to this special practice today.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, IDA. And thank you, everyone who joined today.
Yay, we're so blessed and grateful to have you as part of our vegan community. Well, uh, thanks to everyone for tuning in, and we'd love to hear from you about these offerings. So you're welcome to reach out to us as well. info@idausa.org, and you will get merry. Yes, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.